from Mawakwaba, Edoba Golden TV GH so. Also be subscribe, like na share, and for my message and a first time. O ba channel so na yencha on my uncle Pimo Ghana Premier League match day 21 and weekends we are na eba so Oak Coach Didi Dramani edin some who ahead of the game has of folk any Bechem United or Modibe boss or Legon Sports Stadium memory day year 3 p.m. or the nanu dia in some to January and boys and so the crash also say supporters say yes Ramos mumra na mumbe chair up na ye won yama papa bi di mamtino umayen kone nkwohwe nsema hodo coach ne boys and so about the game and I say omokan ahead of the game.
We've learned to be very modest at all times, and we've learned to be very, very humble in the discharge of our responsibilities. And so our attitudes in camp have always been very various. We talk, we express, and so when you see our working environment, it's an environment that is very noisy because everybody has the right to express his opinion, and everybody has the right to try to bring out the right energy and effort and then put in everything. So it's very noisy, both in our team meetings and then on our work on the pitch. I think that everybody knows how important these matches are, and so when the week unfolds, it's all about work, and we try to make ourselves happy because nobody, I think, can make you happy rather than you making yourself happy. So if you ask how is the environment, I'll tell you that the environment is more of very, very anxious and then curious and then very much aware of what the stakes are. I don't please myself, when it comes to football. I conscientize myself in terms of the challenges that the game gives you, the learning paths that the game gives you, and the situation that gives you the chance to always know that you think that these are your strengths and then these are your weaknesses. It is only the game that will give you these aspects. Training alone cannot give you these aspects. And so I always pick up these three components: our strong areas, the challenges that we have, and then the learning parts. And these are what engineers me to go into the next preparation for the next game. And so I think that we have picked the strong points, and then we have picked the challenges, and then we have learned a lot from our opponents and then the game itself. And then that guides us going forward. And then that brings us into the small details that has to do with individual players. But what we need to engineer is players having the ability to play with courage. We don't instill on confidence, we instill on playing with courage. Once we are courageous to take the risk to play, play means that you have the courage to make certain decisions on the pitch, and I think that for us we engineer that more than just asking the player that play with confidence. We ask you to play with courage, so that the risk elements you will be more responsible to that, and then find, because we want to play a game that is cognitively imbibed. Cognitively imbibed in the sense that we want to solve problems, we want to make right decisions, we want to have the right attention and awareness, we want to have the pattern recognition, and then we want to have memory in terms of our anticipation and our reactions, and then we have to stay very resilient. And that is why I said the game is all about cognitively imbibed, because every decision that we make on the pitch has to be something that is deeply thought about. And so that is the type of football we want to play. We want to play a football that will solve problems. We don't make decisions as coaches. When the game is on, it's players who make decisions and they solve problems. We give them the cues to be able to solve problems when they happen on the pitch. And then we are very sure that in terms of their education is why we want to improve every time and we want to grow as a team. It is all about the now and then into the future. What has happened before is gone, and what is at stake is what we need to be looking at. And so we are just looking at areas that we need to improve, and we are looking at areas that we have to consolidate. And I think that Bechem is one of the finest squad, devoid of their position on the league log. And so we need to prepare adequately in the best moments so that we can be able to control good parts of the game, and then we hopefully that when we are able to do that, we should be able to come out with the best outcomes. That in the in season, we have come off, a long way in terms of to steady opponents. Now we are playing opponents in our second phases, and so we are very positive that we know what they have. They are very physical. They run a lot. They also can play with the ball a lot. We need to be mindful of how to control them when they have the best moments, and also we need to stick to what we are able to do in terms of our positional play, to be able to take the right spaces on the pitch and then make the right decisions in some decisive moments of the game. We have some injury concerns. Raphael, of course, Raphael has been out. Rocky Dramani has been out. We having George Paco who is also out, with still struggling with his shin spleen, and then we also have Raphael and Ponsan coming back gradually. Last week we gave him 60 minutes, which I think should have just been like 45 minutes, but we push him a little, and so he's still not fully yet, but we're still managing the situations. Karim and then Hussein are all battling with certain levels of injuries, and then Kelvin Asibe is out with malaria. He couldn't train. Every day comes with his daily challenges, and so we'll see what the day comes out for with this. The fans are what we cherish so much, and then we want them to continue to make the area very, very important for us. And then they have been turning out. We want them to turn out, fill up to the stadium, and then keep cheering. The young group, it really interests me most, and most importantly, it's a weekend, so they will not be in school, so they will be available. And then I hope that everyone find the time to come and watch, and then come and support House of Oak.
Coach, thank you very much.
Joshua, last game,
11
wonders, 3-0. Not the same.
Ne energy, there are 3 goals in it. Energy bina abaka.
Since preparations for the game against Bechem United, at say what training grounds.
Oh, Usha, your match against 11 wonders, I boosted your morale high. We are say energy 9 Ekobo Bechem United.
Okay, Bechem, any easy team.
Yeah.
Any more first round, your ball 0-0. We are any more this year. I will Legon Sports Stadium, and then I will be catching your fans.
I'm relaxing my, and we should be chima against or more away. I'm stressed here, so we a bit to key opportunity that you're sharing.
Last question: fans now on the banner, then I will catch up, and if your camera and catch your fans.
The more catch your fans, they say, I'm going to support your home match. Yes, you be a film na moment aje.
Joshua, yeah, that's it.
Order for me that was so I come home ya kwhwa ba na insam kakra Coach Didi Dramani no kan bro for me team no ne na kan nyina ne say team ne de o ma ready so omo ni Bechem United ebebo na wono we hu Bechem for no wa stadium hu say edube omo ko speed edube bi so omo kita ball no omo very stubborn pint no wa prepare ahead of omo Senebe beat me another win Ediama has a folk ni home. Now or say Adiga Crobes and his supporters no mumra no mbeshe park ni soma. Senebe ya omunio munyina befa victory together. Now osanka bibi kakra defan kwalanki twana se omoba park ni so no say o ye fe pa nkwara no mbo mu humodi nti no omo nkoso ano mu emboy team no na team ne mfa ne ntuma pa Enfra na ordinary kase query enso na oka say team no boys na ba kum yenu bi epra ko ebi nso recover ba na emom no ombehwe ni ombetimi aye bia na team na timi eri game no say eduba bi adede edos no nim say yes eduba bi obi apeso kire na adweren se ne be ya nkunimdie be ba ma team na nyina kan game no bo no de ne ye friend kasa bebre de penisa na ni ono pay action mesro se ne ne first ama uba channel so ube subscribe like na share enfama me na before during and after the game ye beto from biano Golden TV GH ye mfa nka me ya hwefo